What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a very exciting, interesting Liverpool transfer news video because Isco is a big transfer target to Liverpool according to various English and Spanish newspapers, and reportedly according to Dario Gol and Don Balón, two Spanish newspapers, Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp wants to go all out for the Real Madrid playmaker because Real Madrid and Zidane wants a major squad overhaul, and Isco is one of the many players that Real Madrid want to sell this summer, and his market value at the moment is about £50 million, and I think for 50 million that would be a brilliant signing, because don't forget that Isco is a winner. He was a major part of the Real Madrid side that won 4 Champions League trophies in the last 5 seasons. So I think that Isco would be a brilliant addition for the Liverpool team, because Isco has the creativity that, you know, Coutinho had when he was playing for Liverpool. Guys, if you enjoy these types of videos, please leave a like. It really helps me out. It just takes a second for you guys to smash that like button and subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you never miss a future upload. And Isco had many seasons at Real Madrid where he scored 9, 10 or 11 goals, and in some seasons he scored 5 or 6, but the reason why he wants to leave Real Madrid is that he hasn't been a regular starter for Real Madrid. He started less than 10 matches in the Spanish league this season, but he still could come up with 6 goals in 37 games in total, but most of those games came as a substitute appearance. And a report from Spanish outlet Dario Gol claims that Liverpool have actually made an offer for Isco, who also is wanted by Manchester City. And this newspaper, this Spanish outlet, is claiming that Jurgen Klopp is in love with the 26-year-old, meaning that he's a big fan of him, and Liverpool are ready to throw everything at Real for his signature. And yes, Isco's release clause is an incredible, like 700 million euros, but I think Real Madrid would be willing to let Isco go for about 50 to 60 million pounds, and Liverpool could raise about 100 million pounds by actually selling players like Mignolet, Klein, Harry Wilson, Camacho and other players. We could actually raise as much as 100 million just for players, just from player sales. I mean, Grujic could cost 20 million for Hertha Berlin, Harry Wilson 25 million, Mignolet another like 10-15 million. So there are a lot of players at Liverpool which Liverpool could move on, and that would mitigate and make it a lot more sensible for Liverpool to do this transfer fee. And other newspapers like Don Balón is claiming that Liverpool are preparing a big offer, something like crazy, something like 70 million pounds for Isco, which I don't really believe that we would go at that high, because Liverpool have quite a few creative midfielders, but I think we need one more attacking midfielder. That is no coincidence that Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp wanted to sign Nabil Fekir, and I think Liverpool are still looking for that creative midfield spark in the side. Even though we have Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain back for next season, we have Naby Keita coming into his own in the Premier League next season hopefully, but I still feel that Liverpool might want to bring in Isco, who has a lot of experience winning the Champions League multiple times. That could be very beneficial, especially for the young players at Liverpool, even though Liverpool could win the Champions League this season if we manage to beat Tottenham in the final. But still, the more winners you have in the team, the more likely you are to keep winning and to keep getting trophies and titles. And I think Isco could be that player. And another reason why Liverpool could want Isco is that Isco will add a new dynamic. Liverpool struggled in some games where the opposition sat very deep and just stoked up the pressure, and that was maybe one of the reasons why Liverpool couldn't really push through their advantage and win the Premier League title, because in games against Leicester, against West Ham, against Manchester United, against Everton, where we drew 4 games in quick succession, and that's where Manchester City have overtaken us, being 5 points clear. They went on and they went 1 point clear, and since then we couldn't, you know, claw that back. because they didn't drop points. Liverpool had a brilliant season, don't get me wrong, but there were some games where I think one more attacking creative spark, attacking a creative player could have made a big difference. Because, for example, the Everton game, Everton sat very deep, and there wasn't a Liverpool player who could unlock that defense. Because Naby Keita wasn't on fire at that time, Shaqiri was out injured, I think Oxlade-Chamberlain definitely was out injured. So Liverpool didn't have like an Isco type of player who could unlock that deep low block defense. And another argument for Isco and bringing him in at Liverpool is that Roberto Firmino will benefit from Isco's arrival, because at the moment, if Firmino, a lot of times he drops deep, collects the ball in midfield, and then he tries to find Salah or Mane in the channel. But getting Isco, and he could sit at the tip of the midfield behind Firmino. Firmino could actually make some darting runs in the box, and Isco could find him, similar to how Gerrard find Torres when they were both in their prime. So I think Firmino could be like unleashed, and he could score more goals for Liverpool just because of this new player, a new dynamic in the Liverpool midfield. So that would be also beneficial. And according to the Italian newspaper Tuttosport, Isco has a contract until 2022, so he has 3 more years left on his contract, which means that Liverpool are not getting him on a cheap deal, and we have to battle for Isco with Manchester United, according to this newspaper. And also Juventus are another club linked with Isco. But I think Liverpool are one of the most attractive clubs at the moment in English football, and certainly in European football. So we should be really able to prize Isco away from Real Madrid. If Jurgen Klopp is seriously interested in him, and I think we are, and we are still looking for that Coutinho replacement, I think we should go for Isco, because for like 50-60 million pounds, I think he would be a brilliant addition to the Liverpool team. And as I said, Isco with his winning experience could really help the young players at Liverpool, and he could be one of the senior stars who really pushes Liverpool to the next level. Isco is only 27 years old, so he has a good 5-6 years at the very top of European football, and Isco already won the Spanish League, the Spanish Cup, the Spanish Super Cup, and he won 4 Champions League trophies, almost as many as the whole Liverpool Football Club. He also won 3 UEFA Super Cups and 4 FIFA Club World Cup trophies, so that's like 12 or 13 major trophies that Isco won in his career. And that experience could be very valuable, because apart from like James Milner and Daniel Sturridge, no other Liverpool players so far have won like major trophies in the squad. So I think this could be a very beneficial to the whole Liverpool team, in my opinion. Previously there has been links about Shaqiri maybe leaving Liverpool, but Jurgen Klopp gave an interview and he said about Shaqiri some very good compliments. He said, what a wonderful player, what a wonderful ambassador for his country, Switzerland. So I'm really happy to have him around. I know people think I didn't play him around often enough. He thinks probably the same, but what an important player for us all season. So that maybe gives me an indication that Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp don't really want to sell Shadow Shaqiri, and I'm happy with that, because I think Shaqiri has a lot more to offer for Liverpool in the future, that's for sure. And Graham Souness, the former Liverpool player and Liverpool legend who won many trophies with Liverpool, said some very harsh words about Tottenham, and this is what he said, and I quote, "Spurs shouldn't be there in the Champions League final. The way they've got to the final, they have been lucky. You say to anyone at the start of the season, this Tottenham team is going to lose 19 games in all competitions, and yet they will find themselves in the Champions League final. You would have said they are talking nonsense. They are fortunate, Tottenham, to be there. I'm looking at it mostly through the eyes of Liverpool supporters. If you were picking a team from 22 players that are going to start the game, how many Tottenham players would be in that 11? I'm thinking maybe Christian Eriksen and Harry Kane, and that's it. I think Heung-min Son might be getting into the Liverpool team, but Is he better than Mane or Salah? I don't think so. So yeah, maybe Harry Kane and Christian Eriksen. Defense, no Tottenham player gets in there. Midfield, as I said, maybe Eriksen, and maybe Harry Kane is slightly better than Firmino just because of, you know, his goal scoring record. And Henderson told the Daily Mail that how Jurgen Klopp motivated the team before the Barcelona game was outstanding. This is what Jordan Henderson said. The manager's speech on the morning of the Barcelona game changed everything. We had a meeting at Hope Street Hotel, the base we use before every home game, and he said to us, what we need to do tonight, I would say, is impossible, but because it's you, there is a chance. He had us straight away. All through the day I was thinking to myself, Anfield, the crowd, an early goal, maybe it could happen. As it turned out, it worked to perfection. I should have scored our first goal, but thankfully Divock was out on hand to put in the rebound. I've never heard anything like it, how the fans made a noise after we scored. And I think that's just my comment. The Anfield crowd obviously helped, but if Liverpool players, all of them, didn't seriously believe that we could do it, we wouldn't be able to do it, because the first step is always believing in yourself and believing in the possibility that you can do it. And Liverpool made it impossible possible, and Jurgen Klopp had a big say in that. Other players and the Anfield crowd, it was a collective job, and I'm just so happy that Liverpool could turn it around, because this season would have been a major disappointment that after Liverpool getting a record points total, the biggest points total in Liverpool's history, and to end up without a trophy, it would have been heartbreaking. We could still end up without a trophy, but I think we have a very good chance against Tottenham, and I'm really looking forward to it. And according to the former Liverpool chief scout Damien Comolli, he has spoken out to the Telegraph after, you know, Henderson played a key role in Liverpool getting to the Champions League final. This is what Comolli said about Henderson. I remember the day I was sacked in April 2012 from Liverpool. The owners told me, Jordan Henderson, what a massive mistake it was. That was about the only thing they told me. When you spend a bit of time with Henderson, you can straight away tell about his leadership skills, his determination, his commitment, everything you see on the pitch. I am obviously very pleased because Jordan played a key part to what is happening to Liverpool. The second leg of the semi-final against Barcelona is just typical Jordan Henderson. The energy he brought to the team, the determination, the commitment, the refusing to give up, refusing to lose. So when you put everything together, we were convinced about Jordan Henderson. Also, Henderson himself admitted that he got injured during that Barcelona game, but he really was determined to finish the game off and to guide Liverpool to the Champions League final. So he took painkillers, injections at halftime just to get through the second half. And that's the kind of battling quality that a Liverpool player should have. And I think most of the Liverpool fans really respect Jordan Henderson and what he has done for Liverpool. And I will be honest, when he came into Liverpool from Sunderland, I was skeptical whether he could be good enough for Liverpool long term. But he proved me wrong, and he proved many doubters wrong. He showed it in every season that Liverpool need a midfielder like Jordan Henderson, and he's a leader, and it would be the ultimate payoff for Jordan Henderson to lift the Champions League trophy. And if that happens, every single person who doubted Jordan Henderson, you could just send them a picture of Henderson lifting the Champions League trophy as a brilliant reply to all the Henderson doubters and all the Henderson haters, and there are a lot of them. Rival clubs who don't really watch Henderson week in, week out. They don't really appreciate and know how good of a player he is and how versatile he is, mainly because he had to play as a holding midfielder, and that's not his best position. His best position is further forward as a box-to-box midfielder. And in the last few weeks, for Liverpool, he showed that he can score goals, he can get assists when he gets a more advanced role, and I'm just happy for him, really happy for him. And Mohamed Salah actually said about the Roma legend Daniele De Rossi, who leaves Roma at the end of the season, that he would like to play with him again, as it would be nothing less than thrilling. Those are Mohamed Salah's words, and this is what he said. De Rossi is a legend of Italian football and a close friend. I saw his last game and the love of fans who thanked him for what he did for Roma. He is one of the best players I have ever played with. I don't think Liverpool would sign De Rossi, so I don't think Salah would have a chance of playing with De Rossi, because De Rossi is like 35 years old, and he probably will go still to play for another club, but I don't think it will be in the Premier League, because the Premier League is too fast paced for De Rossi, and I think he would be suited to Italy, or maybe to a smaller Spanish club, or in the Portuguese league maybe. That's where I could see Jordan Henderson. Jurgen Klopp revealed the reason why he loves football when he was asked in an interview for The Independent. He said, "I loved football my entire life, or since I started thinking, and I loved it from the first day because I could do it with my friends together. It's using the skills of your friends to be the best team you can be. I loved that. We all benefit from each other, and the game itself, running, shooting, being dirty, that's how I fell in love with the game." There's something about the collective that appeals to you, isn't it? Asked the interviewer, and Jurgen Klopp answered, "My father was a tennis teacher and he saw more talent in the tennis with me, but there was no chance. I was not that kid who wanted to be alone for hours and hours, forehand, 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 forehand. Football, I could have played 12 hours a day if someone gave me the chance." Oh my goodness, that is brilliant. So Jurgen Klopp loves football because it's a collective, and I love football for the same reason, that you can play together with your friends, and it's such a beautiful game, and I can't wait for Liverpool to take part in the Champions League final and hopefully to win the final. And the interviewer asked Jurgen Klopp that he has devoted his entire life to football, and he asked, "Do you ever feel like you could have put your mind to better use?" And he said, "I probably should have, but at 33 my life changed in the right direction, because sport is nice, but I had no clue whether I really wanted to work in that business. The idea was to study medicine, but I cannot study medicine and play football. That's how it was. I tried to create my life around playing football. It was not really responsible, it was not a really smart decision. The money we earned was nothing. As soon as I finished my career, I would have to work 3 days after. Then life changed with the opportunity to be a manager at Mainz. Getting that opportunity was like winning the lottery. Look, when you play football like I played football, you have to think more about the game than when you are a genius kid. That helped me the most. I started at 5 years old and became a manager in my mid-30s without knowing it. Those 28 years were my education." That's a very good way to put it. So Jurgen Klopp, because he was a defender and he wasn't even the most talented defender in the team, he had to really analyze the game from defense and have to be a good tactical awareness, and also have to be a good reader of the game to be a good defender. And that probably helped him as a manager, because he analyzed the football matches tactically as well from the back. And Jurgen Klopp said this: "Football is a positive influence, 100%. A dressing room in football is the perfect example of how all different cultures work together, because they all have the same target, winning a game. What I like in football is that you can bring together so many people, not only in the stadium, but for, you know, on the football pitch as well, for 95 minutes with exactly the same emotion, the same focus, with the energy. You celebrate together, you suffer together, and both are nicer. Yes, it is still a force for good, but for different reasons. It's a bit in danger, let me say it like this. But that's for another discussion. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, have a nice day, see you later, goodbye."